Welcome Scorpio Ascendant, Scorpio Rising. This is Zoe, and we are going to give you your astrology for the month of March. The beginning of March, we're going to talk about the full moon that's coming. It happens in Virgo, and we are going to discuss the planet Neptune, and we're going to discuss the sun. The sun and Neptune are going to be right on top of each other. And at that moment, when they're on top of each other, we're going to have the big full moon at the opposite end. You want to know where this is going to happen in your life and what the heck that's going to look like. This is all about strange moods, mixed communications, misunderstandings, subconscious emotions. It's all about an intuitiveness rising, right? Emerging from the murky waters and taking front stage. So let's get into all astrology. All right, Neptune is the other side. It is about our sensitivities and receiving information that is not in the 3D world. It is the 5D emanations that come in. That is Neptune. So when Neptune and the sun sit together, what is the sun? The sun is how we express. It's where we shine. It is our vitality. The sun is where we have the divine beaming streams coming out of us. And that is what feeds us. It is our energy. So Neptune's job is to dissolve the 3D realm, right? Neptune is a 5D energy. So when it comes into contact with the 3D, Neptune has the ability to cover, to add the clouds, the fuzzy illusional clouds, the deep murky waters of our vitality and our strength and our health. So we might feel run down. Where does this happen for you in your life, Scorpio Ascendant, Scorpio Rising? That's what you're going to need to know. Where in this, what area of your life? This happens in your 5th house. This is the house of your creativity. This is the house of romance. This is the house of your dating. This is the house of your children, because our creations are our children. So this could be physical children, or this could literally be creative things that we over a long period of time, we labored over, right? And we made, right? Whether it be a painting, a drawing, whether it be something that we literally had a hammer and a nail, any way in which you make something, okay, is how you are letting your best beam out of you. And so this is that 5th house. 5th house is where we take a risk. It's how we want to have a good time and laugh. So they call it the house of dating and romance. It's about being involved with our physical bodies, and therefore, some people say sex, and getting romantically close and involved, and just having a good time, right? It is that stage before marriage, because marriage is all serious and contracts and, merging of resources and commitment. Dating is not that. Dating is dating. There is no commitment. That's the fun part about it, right? You're not committed, and go do whatever you got to go do and not be afraid of any strings that are attached. Neptune will kind of put a damper on the fun in a way, because the sun's going to be transiting through there. All right, understand that as the sun transits through Neptune, it already has affected the creative ability, but it can be a highly creative time at the same time. It depends on how the energy expresses for you personally. All right. If there are other indicators in your chart, like things that square 18 degrees of Pisces, because that's where this happens. And if those degrees are squared by anything at 18 degree in the mutable signs, the mutable energies, all right, then you will know, oh, this is that. And 18 degrees would be check. 18 degrees Sagittarius. Yeah, I'm right, because this is your Neptune energy. Your Neptune energy, right, your 5th house would be squared by the Sagittarian energy, which would mean if you have something at 18 degrees in Sag, you would feel it. Now, look over also at your Gemini energy. If you have anything at 18 degrees in Gemini, you would feel it. And this is going to be uncomfortable, because then if you have something at both ends, that creates a T-square, right? It means I've got something down here, and then something up here. And that's this big letter T. Yes, mine's upside down, or you can go like this, right? Check those degrees. Find out where this happens for you. 5th house of your creative projects, the 5th house of romance, the 5th house of having a good time, the 5th house of where I take risks. It's the house of entertainment. It's the house of gambling, makes sense, right? It's the house of attending sports events. It's where you have a great time, and it doesn't have to be sports events. It could be theatrical stuff, because Leo is all about theater, that is Leo energy, and that's the 5th house energy. Now, let's go to the other side of this, okay? Neptune and Pisces in that location, the intuitiveness that gets spiked happens when Neptune covers your own rays, your own beams of energy. What happens is other folks in your life, you start to have emanations, you start to have strong impressions of what they're feeling. Like I said, this is short. Give it like the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th of March, when you could very possibly be feeling other people's emotions, other people's thoughts, other people's sensitivities. So you may have to set up energetic protective boundaries for yourself, because energy is energy. It's not about it being necessarily bad or good, but if you have a friend that's kind of like down here, right, and you know if you already have a tendency or you're not feeling real high, which at this time you might not be, you might be feeling down here as well, the last thing you need to do is to be around someone else who would pull you down even further. You want to be around individuals who can kind of help lift you up. So understand your energy and how it works and who it works best with and what kind of energy you want to allow into your space, because you will be picking up very, very clearly what it is they're feeling. This is a time for doing great charity work, you know, for volunteering. This is that kind of energy where we become highly empathic because we have an understanding of what they're going through. It is a time when others literally are merging into us. The full moon, let's go there. Full moon happens at 1937 in Virgo, okay? Directly opposing the Neptune energy, the Neptune and the sun. The full moon is a heightened emotion time. Now it's in Virgo, so understanding some of the things about Virgo will help. Virgo is your physical health, okay? Virgo is also the health, not just ourselves, but our pets. Pets are in our lives. It's also our jobs. How am I doing at my job? Having the full moon there means your emotions about your job, your emotions about your health, your emotions about things that you do, your day-to-day routines, they're going to be all part of this. Again, this is the full moon. It does build, right? There's a period there before the full moon is at its peak on the 9th. So those days overlap the other dates I already gave, because this is all happening right before this time. And all of this is happening right before the window of clarity, which is March 10th to March 14th. That the darkest night is here, okay? And that we're gonna see the sun rise. We're gonna see clarity. We're going to have the clouds part, right? Clouds are gonna move away, and we're gonna have a clear vision of what it is we need to be aware of. We're gonna have others' emotions moving away from us. We will feel more true about who we are and have a better understanding of oneself. So for you, Scorpio Ascendant, Scorpio Rising, that full moon is happening in your 11th house. This is in your social circle. This is with your group energy, okay? This is internet, this is social media, this is wherever you congregate with people. This is that 11th house, which is fascinating because your 5th house is also kind of the same. It's where you go to have a good time. So many times where you go to have a good time involves groups and people, okay? And this is where the full moon is happening. This is where you're getting great understanding about friends that, you know what kind of friends you need to have around you to have a good time, okay? You have clarity because you have Virgo there. And having that kind of Virgo energy, Virgo is a thinker. Virgo can look at the details. Virgo can look at the big picture and see the details in the little picture, because the big picture is the 11th house, right? This is the Aquarian energy. It's very forward, visionary type of energy. It sees the group. It sees the whole, but having Virgo there means that you can see the details within that whole. And so this is a highly intellectual spot. It's a great placement for Virgo energy because the ruler of Virgo is Mercury. And Mercury and Aquarian energy get along really well. They're all about thinking. Having that full moon there means that there are going to be things at this time where you're going to have elevated thinking. And so you just want to be aware of that and understand that there may be feelings hurt from friends. There may be things that you read on social media that you find offensive. There may be things that are said when you're in a group atmosphere that bruise your emotions, that bruise your feelings. And so you may feel discouraged with friends at this time. Again, this is very short. This is very quick because it's the full moon. It's going to change. But recognize there will definitely likely be misunderstandings within group energy. Okay, and that, again, social media and internet. This is important. Also understand, because it's the full moon, your response to some of these things that you hear, I want you to delay. Don't respond immediately. Don't press send. Be careful, okay? Because what's happening is you're going to have a subconscious response. It's the moon that we're talking about. And that moon is our subconscious feelings. So subconscious emotions rise up, feelings get hurt, and all of a sudden we react, and oh crap, it just, it kind of just gets from bad to worse. So all you got to do is try to make sure you're aware of this and delay, understanding all the surrounding energies of this time and realizing miscommunications, misinformation is common for this time, and it will clear. I hope this has helped to put some light upon your path.